Yo, what's up, guys? It's Ace back here in another video today. I'm just showing you some weekend league highlights here. But yeah, it's the Bengals same team. This might be the first weekend I've actually played a weekend league with the Bengals same team here. But yeah, we didn't do so hot. Uh, I still had some games left over, but I don't think I would have hit anything higher than 15 or 16 games. But I did end up going All Star. Um, which is a couple red zone packs and whatever. But anyways, this is I'm probably gonna do this maybe once, twice a week, more likely once, uh, where uh, just either showing random highlights or weekend league highlights and just talking about football or just anything in life general. It's kind of chill, kind of like a little podcast type thing, I guess. But yeah, so some things I want to talk about is like mainly for this week, just more of the recent stuff in the sports world. Obviously, like the Kobe thing, and then things more recent, more like the combine and all that. But obviously, everyone's terribly saddened by Kobe's death. Everyone knows about it by now. I don't really go in depth about that. But yeah, but a lot of the things are going on with the Bengals right now. I'm a Bengals fan. Um, but so one of the more recent things, obviously, is AJ Green is uh, getting older, and he's probably not going to be around much longer. But he's on his final year of his contract, and it's been reported that he has been wanting out of Cincinnati, which is kind of surprising because at the beginning of the season, before he got even hurt in the first practice, he said he wanted to be there his whole career. Uh, but now he wants out. And he said at the beginning of the season, if he got tagged, uh, he wouldn't turn down free money. He'd still play, but he'd obviously hold out in training camp and all that. Um, so yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. I know that they're more likely going to franchise tag on him, if not trade him. Uh, and another Bengals player is more likely going to get traded if not released. Cordy Glenn, who missed multiple games due to a concussion last year, and a concussion is like a 1 to 2 game injury, and obviously that wasn't the whole thing. But he has been it's been reported that they may trade him, uh, if not release him if he doesn't get any trade offers or anything valuable to trade for him. Obviously, they're probably looking for some draft picks to help rebuild, along with Joe Burrow and whoever else they pick, or Chase Young even. As many people think they should take Chase Young over Burrow, which is not who I think they should take. I think they should take Burrow. But uh, leading into Joe Burrow, uh, at his measurements with his hands, I'm sure you've seen this, but he's got one of the smallest hands for a quarterback. I don't know if it was ever, but I know that it's like 9 inches flat, which is really small, especially being if he does go to Cincinnati. When it gets cold up here, up in Cincinnati, which it's pretty hard to hold a ball when it's cold out if you even have average hands. With smaller hands like that, obviously it's going to be even harder. Uh, so he might fumble a lot during like November, December, or if they may ever make the playoffs in January. Um, but yeah, that might be interesting to see how that fits into whether they look to draft him or not. Uh, but yeah, and obviously Carson Palmer is trying to tell him not to go there and pull an Eli Manning / Philip Rivers. But Joe Burrow said he'd play for whatever team he gets drafted for. And I'm excited to see us draft him. but you never know what can happen between now and the draft. Uh, Obviously, he didn't do anything in the combine, uh, nor did Chase Young or one of my favorite prospects, because I'm a UK fan, Len Bowden, who I was really excited to see him run 40, because he probably would have had the second fastest time behind Henry Ruggs. But, Len Bowden's a very electrifying player, uh, uh, more of a return specialist. But yeah, I'd like to see him be maybe possibly rookie of the year next year, and I'd like to see Benny Snell from the Steelers have a breakout year. Uh, Same thing with Josh Allen from the Jaguars, which he had a great rookie season. But yeah, 'cause I'm a big, huge UK fan, as like I said. But obviously, at least one of those things probably won't happen. But you never know. But yeah, going on something else. Is talking about free agency. Sammy Watkins from the Chiefs is obviously a free agent coming up, and he, as of what I've seen so far, I don't think he'll stay, because they obviously got Mahomes and Hill together, and Kelsey still. Kelsey's getting up there in age, but he'll probably still be there for a while. I think Kelsey's 31, 32 years old, maybe a little bit younger than that, maybe 30. But yeah, Sammy Watkins, obviously a pretty decent receiver from a first round pick with the Buffalo Bills. And yeah, so why I brought that up is because they have seen Dez Bryant, who is a free agent, has been with in the NFL for almost 2 years now. Has been seen catching balls from Patrick Mahomes in the Chiefs facility, and I think that'd be very interesting to see Dez Bryant with the Chiefs next year. Him, Kelsey, and Hill, and Mahomes together, and Damian Williams. All those guys together will be really fun to watch. As always, Mahomes alone is fun to watch, obviously. It's his ability to scramble around and throw the ball pretty much in any spot of the field with his arm strength. Due to his dad, who, obviously a baseball player, gave him the ability to do that. But yeah, I'd always love to watch Mahomes no matter what, usually. I think it'd be fun to watch him and Joe Burrow, if Joe Burrow ends being good, going to the AFC Championship and having a 56-49 game or something, some wild scoring, top 5 scoring all time game, like the Rams and the Chiefs did a couple years ago, or last year, whenever that was, in the 54-51 game when the Rams won in the Coliseum. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, NFL is a lot different than college, so Joe Burrow could be one of the biggest busts of all time, or he could be the next Tom Brady or Mahomes. But that's another thing. I think 15 years from now, Mahomes will be far better than Tom Brady, and maybe Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers still got a lot of playing time in him. Even Russell Wilson might be another one to look out for, and Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson will have a way better career than Michael Vick did, obviously, because Michael Vick didn't play his whole career because his crime he did with the dog fighting was out for a few years. And then Falcons drafted Matt Ryan, so he went out to Philly. And all the other teams he played were like the Jets and the Steelers. But so yeah, that'd be interesting to see how far Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes go, and to see how far Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady both can go, and Drew Brees and all the other veteran quarterbacks, to see who can live the longest in the NFL. Which another one I like to see at least play until he's 50, Adam Vinatieri, who very well could get cut as he missed a bunch of field goals and extra points late in the season, like the second half of the season this past season. And obviously he's like, 47, 48 years old. Oldest player in the NFL as of right now, behind Tom Brady and what's his face from the Cardinals, the kicker, and Matt Bryant. I can't think of the kicker, or not the Cardinals. He was with the Cardinals. Phil Dawson, that's his name. Phil Dawson. He's like 44. Obviously Tom Brady's 43. Drew Brees is 41. But yeah, all these older guys. But yeah, speaking of veteran quarterbacks, the Buccaneers are also looking for a veteran quarterback. I know that they said that Jameis Winston is not their number one guy as of right now, and they might. I would see them using him as a backup, if not trading him away, or making him a free agent next year. But obviously he threw 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, which is pretty. It's bad, but it's good though, because he's the first time that's ever happened. I don't know really how I feel about that, but honestly, I think that'd be very interesting to see Jameis Winston come to Cincinnati and we draft Chase Young, or even like us getting maybe like Mitchell Trubisky or somebody, some other quarterback, or maybe like a Tom Brady or someone like that, some veteran quarterback, and draft Chase Young rather than Burrow. But I don't know how that would go. I don't know how I'd feel about that. But Zach Taylor being a quarterbacks coach and a former offensive coordinator, I think he could possibly help out Jameis Winston. But obviously, Bruce Arians, who's been named a quarterback whisperer, because you see what he did with Carson Palmer. But obviously, he couldn't do anything with Jameis Winston as he threw 30 picks and multiple pick sixes, multiple in the same games. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what all these offseason moves will happen. I think it could be just like last year. I think Odell could possibly get traded again, or even maybe released. I feel like Odell might become the next Antonio Brown and do some clown crap, but I think him and Jarvis Landry together, I think as long as they're together, they'll stay in Cleveland, because obviously they're pretty good friends. They went to LSU together. They're longtime teammates. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how Odell does this off season. But Baker Mayfield definitely needs to improve, as he also threw 20 something picks. I think it was 21 picks he threw, which was pretty terrible. I think he threw a pick almost every game. And yeah, and more veteran quarterback talk. Andy Dalton, who I think should get traded. I think Bill Belichick could give a very good first or second round pick for Andy Dalton, knowing Bill Belichick, which would be awesome. We could get some pretty good, possibly, or we could draft the bust, because NFL is much different than college. But I don't know. We'll see how Andy Dalton does and what happens with him, which we possibly could keep him. In my opinion, I think we should keep him until the trade deadline next season. And if Joe Burrow takes over his spot and plays well enough, then we trade Andy Dalton before the trade deadline, and then get some draft picks for next year, and then get something then. But that also might bring his value down, because by then I'm sure the Patriots will have a quarterback, and there may not be as many good offers as there would be this year. But it would also help out Joe Burrow a lot, from learning from Andy Dalton, a veteran quarterback. But either that, or we could trade Dalton this offseason and sign like Tom Brady or Philip Rivers or someone like that on a small contract for like a year or maybe 2 years to help Burrow out there. Because I know Jeff Driscoll is not Jeff Driscoll. He went to the Lions. Ryan Finley is only a second-year quarterback, so is Jake Delgado. So they won't help that much. But the only help Joe Burrow would actually get is from Zach Taylor, more than likely, because he's, like I said before, quarterback's coach with the Rams. He helped out Jared Goff. But yeah. But another quarterback talk, Tua Tagovailoa has been cleared for March 9th. Obviously, he didn't get to do the combine drills or anything like that, but I think it'd be interesting to see where Tua gets drafted at. I think the Dolphins have a good chance of drafting him at number 5, or maybe later in the draft if he's still available, in one of their mid-round selections. From the Steelers when they traded Minka Fitzpatrick. I think they got picks 17 or 18 and pick 20 something. I know they got 3 first-round draft picks, but I think that'd be interesting to see as well. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. We're gonna have to wrap this video up here soon, as this is one of my last games here. It's Tyler Williams makes a hell of a catch there. And Sarah Mays in our pick. This is the first time I actually kind of acknowledge this gameplay, which is kind of funny, because I'll just keep going on about sports or anything if I can keep talking about it. But yeah, I could talk about so much more, but I'm not trying to make this a whole 30-minute video, or even an hour-long video. I could probably make this a whole hour-long video, but I know most of you guys, especially for a starting YouTube channel, you're going to sit there and watch the whole thing. So I ain't going to do that to you. But yeah, I didn't play so hot this week in league. As you see, there's only a couple games where I show 1 or 2 highlights in each game because I play complete trash. As you see in that 49ers game, I only show 1 or 2 highlights there. But yeah, I think this should be a pretty fun series, because I like to see how some of you guys' opinions are, and to see what might spark a bunch of hate in the comment section, or a bunch of dislikes and all that stuff. I'm not very biased, except for Bengals or the UK Wildcats, or maybe in the Seattle Seahawks, as they're my second favorite team. Either way, yeah. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. So please like and subscribe. And Ace is out. Peace.